from across the room. You pull out a cigarette. Oh, you're smoking like you never, ever, ever, ever smoked before. You dance like you never, ever danced before. But you dance with a cigarette in your hand. You're like a newborn baby, a newborn baby in the world, in the world, in the world. I seem to like that. I seem to like that. I seem to like that. Oh, you smoke like you've never, ever, ever, ever smoked before. You dance like you never, ever danced before. You jump around in your Louboutins. You don't know what's going on, but you take another drag, and you dance with a cigarette in your hand. You're like a newborn baby, like a newborn baby in the world, like a newborn baby in the world. I seem to like that. I seem to like that. Oh, you're like a newborn baby in the world. You dance with a cigarette in your hand. You are like a newborn baby in the world, in the world. You're dancing like you never ever danced before. You're smoking like you never ever smoked before. You jump around in your Louboutins. You don't know